Hey, what's up, Beth? This is a demo video for you for a saber that I made. Hopefully it's a surprise and Uncle Wes hasn't told you about it yet. But this is a Batman themed flagship. So Uncle Wes gave me a ring on my birthday, which was June 1st. So it's been a little while. It took me a little bit to do this. Had mentioned that you followed my work a little bit and that you were going to reach out to me someday and get one of these. So I just wanted to make this for you as a gift and send it off to you as a surprise. It's very cool when a member of my family is actually into lightsabers because most of you are not. So this is what we've got. We'll go over it fully. These demo videos are something that I typically do on every install or every lightsaber that I send out. Just want to go over the full functionality of it and show you how to use it. So let's get into the video. This is a 2-button setup. So what you'll have here is a power button, which is this big guy right here. This will turn the saber on and off. You have a secondary, what's called an auxiliary button over here. It's this little brass tactile switch right here. It's not very high profile, but it's easy to press. That gives you some extra functionality when the blade is on. And we'll put a battery in and go over all of this. All right. I did do some Batman themed acid etching on the shrouds here. So these two shrouds match. We can get the camera to zoom in. So this guy and this guy match, and then this kind of a Batman silhouette over here. And then this is a Joker silhouette. All right. Something that you'll have to do to get to the chassis or your battery is take off the handle. So I put a black leather wrap on the handle. All you have to do is just unscrew the handle. Take that off here, and this is what's called your chassis. So this is what holds all of the electronic components. This is something that I modeled up myself in Fusion 360 and then take that file and put it onto one of my 3D printers in the background. You can't see it over on that side, but right here. All right, so one of those 3D printers, I put on what I designed, printed out, and this is what I came up with for this particular saber. So Uncle Wes told me that you liked Batman. I didn't know which one that you liked, whether it was the new one with Christian Bale, like I think it was the Nolan series, or if you like the older stuff. So I've got two different bat symbols on here. This one right here is the older style, and then I liked this one right here from the Christian Bale series of the Dark Knight series. So we've got that on there. It does say Solo Sabers in Arabic above that symbol because that is the name of my business. So I put it in the Star Wars language just to tie it in. And then there is a quote from Batman over here in Arabic. I won't tell you what it is. We'll see if you can figure it out. I'll tell you one of the words is hero. So if you can decipher that, that would be cool. This has a 28mm speaker, so this sounds pretty good. Typically, this is about the biggest speaker that you'll find in lightsabers. You can fit a 32mm speaker inside of some lightsabers. You don't see that too often, but oftentimes I find that the 28mm actually sounds the best. So this is what you've got here. This does take a removable battery. I'm waiting on a battery shipment to come in, so I won't be sending this out this week. It'll be the beginning of next week. But it will look like this, but it will have a sticker on it. And if you need to ever buy another battery, it is important that you buy this particular one. And I'm going to put a screenshot of it up right now. All right, you can buy that particular one, but the battery I send you should last you forever, really. Okay, so I've got this battery. I'm also sending you an external battery charger, so you'll have to take it out every so often and charge it. The spring connector right here is for the negative side of your battery. So the one thing about this is you want to make sure that you never put that battery in backwards. If you do that, you could fry the board. So this is the circuit board that runs the lightsaber. And then you have a kill switch right here, right in front of the board. All right, so if we put our battery in, it snaps right into place. You won't hear anything because it's off until you come over here and you flip this switch.
He's a silent guardian, a watchful protector, the Dark Knight.
This is a sound font that I found from one of the various sound makers in the hobby that made a Batman themed sound font from the animated series. So that's what you've got on there. You've also got a Luke Skywalker sound font on here, and then you've got an Obi-Wan sound font on here, and then you have a Boonta Champ Pod Racing sound font on here. All right, so what you want to do is come over here.
He's a silent guardian,
Flip it on.
a watchful protector, a dark knight.
Screw in your handle all the way. Very easy to do. And just come over here and hit power. So you can see it reacts to movement, whether you go slow or fast. And I gave you a little something called twist off. So you do have to hit the button to turn it on. You could either turn the button to turn it off or just tap the button to turn it off. And it will turn it off like that. Or you could twist it off. So when it's on, just twist. And that turns it off as well. All right. What you have in here is called a Neopixel connector. So this connector has, I don't know, I think 7 pins on it. It does have some LEDs on here just so you get a little bit of visual effect if you don't have a blade in. They're not enough to light a blade. I'm going to send you this blade of mine. So it is a little bit used. I've used this blade on probably 800 videos just like this where I'm explaining how to use sabers for people. So I've never hit anything with it. It is a little bit scuffed up here from just going into all those different sabers, but it works great. Basically what this is made of is 2 different strips of addressable RGB Neopixel strips, right? So they look like this. One side looks like this. You have another side, you know, which is exactly the same. What I do is I put them back to back like that. I wire them up down here, right? I put them into a piece of round foam. I put that foam into another piece of round nylon. And then I take those 2 pieces and I put them into this nylon tube, or this polycarbonate tube rather. And then that is what consists of your blade, and you're able to program these and make them do whatever you like. And that's what this is. All right, so I'll probably send all of this out next week. I also have to get a box to send this because I don't typically send out things that are this long. I've got some more blade material coming to me, so I'll probably use that box to send all of this out. And then I'm also going to send you one of these stands that look like this. This was something that a friend of mine in the community made me. He made me probably 8 of them, and to just pass them out every so often. It's really cool. It has my logo on it. Every leg is adjustable. I think you've got about 4 different adjustments where you could just put them on the stand at various intervals and make it look like this. So you have something to put the saber on. All right. So, but for now, we're just going to use this and fire it up. You want to first come over here with an Allen key. That is something that you'll need. This is my camera will focus. You've got a grub screw right here. All right. That is a metric grub screw. I'm not sure of the size right offhand, but it's a metric one. So you'll need to back that out so it's outside of the blade socket where you can't feel it when you put your finger in it. Back that out, put your blade all the way in until it hits those pins, and then come back and lock that grub screw back down. So when you lock that grub screw down, it holds the blade in place. So when you turn this guy on, right? Then you power your blade. Now, if you want blaster bolt deflects, like you're taking this and you're deflecting blasters, you just want to tap this little auxiliary switch, and you'll see that on your blade. If you want blade lockup, like you're taking 2 blades and locking them up, what you want to do is hold down that auxiliary button and hit the saber. And then hopefully you can see that right here. It's a little bit hard on a yellow blade, but in person you can see it really well. So you've got a lock up here, and as you move it up like this, vertical, it comes down to the emitter. And then as you move it horizontal, that lock up goes back out towards the tip of the blade. So it does move, right? and we twist it off, right? The sound fonts that you have on here, every one of them have a soundtrack. So to play that soundtrack or the music, what you want to do is do a long press on the power instead of just tapping it to turn on. Do a long press when the saber's off. All right. Let that play for a while, and then if you get tired of it, do another long press to turn it off. Just like that. All right. Just like that. When you want to go to another sound font, when the saber's off, just tap the auxiliary switch.
Luke Skywalker.
Now we're into Luke Skywalker. I believe this is LS6 font from one of my buddies that makes sound fonts, KSIF. So you've got a classic green blade for Luke Skywalker. The sounds for this are different. This is based on his lightsaber. Green is a little bit easier to see those blaster bolt T-flex. My blade locked up. So you can see how my hand is white right here, but it's green over here. So you'll see that really well in person. Right here is the blade lockup. We'll play this soundtrack too. This is the original This Star Wars theme. Right. Turn that off. We'll go to another one.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Classic Obi-Wan sound font. So this blade will be blue because the blade and sound fonts are based off of Obi-Wan's lightsaber. Also, when you hit it, you have something called flash on clash. So if you hit this saber, you'll see that reaction in the blade. And you'll obviously hear it as well, right? You don't have to hit it very hard, but you can if you want. Or just tap it, right? If you're holding it and you hit something, you know, that's honestly what it's meant to do. And then this soundtrack. Turn that off. And then this last one is just for a little bit of fun. This is based off the pod racing.
They're pod racing on Malastare. Very fast, very dangerous.
So this is a yellow, unstable blade, kind of meant to emulate the pods as they're racing, right? Also, every one of your fonts has something called force effects. So if you want to play some additional audio clips while the blade is on, you do a long press on the power. So like when you heard Sebulba's voice, I was doing a long press. We'll do it again. Just tap it to turn it on. This has a little bit of a pre-on before the blade is nice. Now if you do a long press on the power now, you'll hear that.
I watch over Gotham.
Now we're back to the original one. We'll do it on this one as well.
I seek justice.
So we got those quotes.
Night, night. You might want to run now. I am the Dark Knight.
Just like that, all right? And then you can twist it to turn it off, and we'll take this blade out real quick and go over your kill switch. If you don't flip your kill switch, this board will drain the battery over time. So it's important that, you know, after you're all done with it, you either take the battery out, which you don't have to do because that's why there's a kill switch, but you will want to flip it, right? So when we turn this on, when we come over here and we flip that switch back here, it kills power and now the board will no longer drain the battery. You can leave this battery in here for as long as you want until you need to charge it. You don't have a battery meter on here, so typically you'll hear it either tell you it's got low power, or you'll start hearing some distortion in the sound. It's not going to sound right, and that is kind of your cue to take this battery out and charge it. When you need to do that, come over here from the positive side by the speaker, and pop it out with your finger just like that. It comes out that easily. All right, but that is basically your Batman themed lightsaber. I hope you like it. It was a pleasure to make it for you. Sorry it took me so long, but I'm going to get this out next week, and I really hope that you enjoy it. Thanks.